Yeah.
What are we doing? Like, I'm trying to tell them what I'm doing, but what should I tell them?
You should tell him this.
What's this?
This is part of the story of you wanting to do this thing and not knowing where to start.
This is the beginning of the greatest adventure of my life so far. Sometimes the intrusive thoughts win. Like, what if you took your tiny home school bus to Mexico? But no, actually, what if we did that?
No.
Since I built Goose, one of my biggest goals has been to take her out of the country. And when somebody mentioned to me in October that Baja is a cool place to go to, I just said I'm going. And of course I take my paramotor and try to fly as much as possible, but I just want to experience life in like the best way possible and document that and share it with other people and just maybe make people's lives a little bit better and inspire them to go have fun. This is where life has led me right now. I'm on a cliff, rappelling down in the dark. The more I make movies, the more I feel like that's why I do it. So anyway, our plan is to take my bus Goose from Salt Lake City, Utah, down to the Salton Sea, meet a bunch of friends, and then go into Mexico. And this is chapter 1, going from Salt Lake City to Salton Sea. Whoa, are you Van Neistat?
Yeah, don't you recognize me?
Your voice got like way higher and your hair is so long now.
It's the altitude or lack of.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, I almost forgot to introduce you to Clara, my juggling, climbing, hilarious travel partner for this journey. So we used to be friends in high school, but honestly haven't talked to each other in probably 4 years. But over the summer we kind of reconnected and we're trying to figure out when we would meet, and I just said, hey, do you want to come? And she said yeah. So yeah, now she's coming with me on this trip. Anyway, once I got the bus all packed up at the storage unit, it was time to head south, and our first stop was the Meadow Hot Springs, somewhere in south central Utah, and we woke up there.
Him chomping away. Could be a good bus companion.
It's a rabbit.
Yeah.
As we start heading south, I have some time to think about like my goals for this trip and how I'm feeling overall, and I was pretty filled with nervous anticipation. Like, are Clara and I gonna get along? What's the border crossing gonna be like? But I tried to put all that aside me and just focus on where we were right now, which was heading to the Valley of Fire, which is one of my favorite places in the country. To Poverty Flats.
Oh, hello.
How flat is your poverty?
Pretty damn flat.
We got to our campsite just in time to go flying, and I was pretty nervous because Clara had never seen me fly before, and a first impression is a lasting one, so you gotta make it count. First flight of the Baja trip, we're in Poverty Flats, right next to the Valley of Fire in Nevada. I have my brand new Viper XC. I've never ever flown before. It's a little windy, but I have my Viper XC, which is great in the bumps. That's why I bought this wing. I like my new wing! Welcome to the first flight of our trip! This is so exciting to me! I'm at the Valley of Fire. Unfortunately, it's a little bit windy, and I don't think I want to go get up all in this rain. However, I do have a brand new wing, the Viper XC by Ozone. And it's white, and it's my colors. I've had a Freeride 14 as my primary wing for the past year, and I love the wing. It flies so dynamically, so crisp. However, it's not good for anything but the smoothest air. Enter the Viper XC, a cross-country, all-around oriented glider by Ozone. I've made a video about that. This wing is so good, I almost don't like it because it just does everything great. It handles great. Right now we're going through some turbulence and it just tracks a straight line, straight as could be. It is very, very fast. It's just a solid all-around wing, and just as a daily driver, it couldn't be better. The Polini seems to be running smooth. I think I jetted just a little bit too rich. I went with the 124. I think I could have stayed with the 122. I'm learning how to jet it right now. Right down there is Las Vegas. This here is the Valley of Fire. Oh yeah. Man, it feels so good to be up on a motor. I have not been up on a motor since the Salt Flats video. No, I take that back. I haven't been up on a motor since Florida. I haven't flown this particular motor since the Salt Flats video. Cruise RPMs are very low with the Viper XC. Very fast wing, yet very efficient. This is it. Right, so let's talk about Baja a little bit. At some point in October, I was sitting in Andrew Muse's kitchen, and we were all like, we should take our paramotors to Baja. And I was like, yeah, it sounds like a great idea. We should totally do that. The trip is going to include me, my friend Clara, who's in the bus right now, 5 or 6 other paramotor pilots. And over the next month and a half, we're going to go from Salton Sea, which is just north of Baja, all the way down to Cabo, which is the south point of Baja. Fly paramotors, ride motorcycles, eat amazing food, do all sorts of stupid stuff, and just have the best time ever. I'm just enjoying the heck out of this Viper XC right now. It's so stable, like it's just a little bumpy and it's fine. What a wing. I think I'm really starting to enjoy the sightseeing side of paramotoring a little bit more. Let's play with some rocks. That's so pretty! That's so stupid! Let me get a phone video for you. That's what I'm looking at right now. The texture with the other rocks is crazy. Utah's got layers. I don't know if you know this. I don't know all of them. There's like vermilion, chocolate, red, something like that. I don't know exactly the names of all of them.
It's so quiet. What was that?
I'm having so much fun.
Good.
Here, you got me my one though.
Ah! What was that?
On the third day, our trip started to feel more like an adventure. We're riding the roof of buses and running down roads. It just felt like a movie. And I started to think about my own personal goals for the trip. Like, yeah, I want to go do stuff that's fun and see beautiful things, but I also want to get out of my comfort zone. Try new things, meet new people, make new friends, all the above. And the next day, that goal pretty quickly became a reality. That's a rock. Clara, where the heck are we?
Oh, we're at Calico Canyon, Red Rocks, Nevada, with our pro rock climbing guide here, Adam.
I got my necklace.
Oh yeah, see, he's the pro.
A lot of people don't know this, but I actually used to be really into climbing. I even worked at a rock climbing gym, but I honestly haven't been current with it in probably 3 years. So when Clara found out she had a climbing friend in the Las Vegas area, we jumped on the opportunity to get up on some rocks. Even though I'm definitely not in climbing shape, my footwork and technique were still pretty much there, so climbing these easier 5.8 and 5.9 routes felt pretty comfortable.
Yep.
But a plan started to develop. This was basically training for tomorrow, where Adam was going to lead us on an 8-pitch, 1,000-foot climb that was going to take 10 to 12 hours.
Multi-pitch day, let's go! Woo!
Good morning. As we were approaching the crag, I was starting to feel a little bit of imposter syndrome. Like, yeah, I have some climbing technique, but I've never been on a giant multi-pitch like this. What if I just get tired halfway through? Am I gonna be scared and not trust gear? All these things started to fill my head. But then I was realizing that this is the exact kind of discomfort I had been seeking, and we hadn't even made it to Mexico yet.
We're at Oak Creek parking lot, but we're going into Pine Creek.
I had a Crimson Crystal.
So which one is that?
The furthest right spire, kind of half in the shade, half not.
8 pitches, 1,100 feet, 9.8 plus.
This is definitely the craziest climbing I've ever done.
Nice.
This is the beginning of it.
This is the beginning of it. Up this wide crack.
Yeah, I'm so
Nice.
excited.
Get it, guys.
So I'll be honest, I was entirely unprepared for this climb. While it was a lot of distance, the climbing was really easy, but the only climbing shoes I had in the bus were my old bouldering shoes, which are super tight. But with that aside, I quickly remembered the beauty of climbing. You're very truly exposed to a life or death situation, and you're relying on the people you're with and the gear you're attached to keep yourself safe. And you're exposed to this feeling for hours on end. And that forces you to be present. It forces you to focus on every single move, to check on others around you, and to act deliberately, and that's a mindset we can carry through our entire life. This is the top of what? Crimson Chrysalis?
Crystals.
And like that, I was at the top of a 1,000-foot spire watching a sunset.
Look at that. So gnarly.
But the light was quickly fading, so we ended up rappelling in the dark.
Rappelling is fun.
I'm excited.
Yeah, once you like trust all the gear and know what's going on and trust the system, it's fun.
Yes. I understand now why rappelling is often considered the most dangerous part of climbing. You're exhausted, it's the end of the day, you're near the finish line, but you have to stay
This is where
focused.
life has led me right now. I'm on a cliff with a headlamp, rappelling down in the dark. Fuck.
With our climb behind us, it was finally time to head to the Salton Sea. I was excited because this route takes us directly to the Mojave Desert. Between Las Vegas and Palm Springs, there's very little services, and it was a taste of what was to come in Mexico. But while there was no services, there was no abundance of beautiful scenery. We took a moment at lunch to stop at the Kelso sand dunes and watch Clara do some juggling.
Yeah.
We're in the sand dunes, of course.
It's so quiet.
Yeah.
After that, it was back on the road, southward, and I was starting to get really excited because I have a lot of friends I haven't seen for a while at the Salton Sea. And as soon as we got there, it was like nothing had ever happened. My friend Mo brought his friend James with his ground-to-air towing rig for paragliders, and we were off to the local airport to tow ourselves a few thousand feet in the air and do some paragliding acro.
She shakes when I say, babe, please stand with me. Let's stay away for the weekend. We can go outside when the weekend comes. I've been stuck in my head a minute. When it's better, I have more fun. Emotion, coming to take my life. She wants me, she needs me. Nobody can take
I gotta say, I'm pretty proud of myself. I haven't done negative acro since the summer of 2022. I hopped up there and was able to hit helis and misty flips just like riding a bicycle. Soon enough, the sun was setting on another day, but we flew our paramotors to the airport, so it was time to fly back. And Mo and I had a little opportunity to fly again together. Which, Mo, I consider you my brother, and damn, it felt good to fly with you again. And with that, Chapter 1 comes to a close. Next stop, Baja.